Discover how unique priorities impact recruiting and the overlooked importance of program fit.
Your podcast, by the way, is you hear different stories from different people. Some people, and none of them are right, none of them are wrong, necessarily. It's whatever fits that family. Some people, carry more about NIL. Some people care more about location and staying close to home. Some kids want to get away from home. Like everybody wants something different. But like I said earlier, I think the one thing that's overlooked by honestly everyone, whether it's people who evaluate, people who the families of the players, not necessarily the coaches, because they understand what they're trying to do and who they're trying to fit into a program. Coach Jenny, for example, knows exactly what kind of player she's looking for. But I think a lot of other people overlook the fit. And that's why you see so many kids in the portal every year is they don't necessarily go where they fit in the best.
Well, you've got to do your homework, and it's really, really essential now, and especially in this roster reconstruction era that we're in, where you can flip a roster really quick. And as a parent, even as a transfer, you've got to do your homework. And a lot of parents don't understand that segment of it. They don't probably have the ability to see all those games, to see those styles, and then they just go by, like what my boy Antonio Davis was saying, don't go by the jersey, the name on the front of the jersey. You've got to do your homework. You got to check out the league, look at the teams that are in that league. Where do you fit? And most of all, go where you're wanted.
Exactly. And that's kind of, I spend a lot of time, as you know, traveling, watching basketball. So I don't really have time to focus on what the next thing I'd like to do in life. But what I really would like to do is, and you do a lot of this as well, I'd like to help people find that fit. I mean, you hear some realtors talk about they don't really care about what they make on a house, or they just get the joy of matching the right family with the right house. And I would like to take that approach to the recruiting process. And because you and I talked the other day, and I'll use Finley as an example because I know the strengths and the limitations of my kid. I don't want to talk about someone else's, player and child.
Yeah.
But Finley's been ranked in the last couple of years everywhere from top 5 to in the 50s. And the funny thing is every one of those numbers is right. Just because you're ranked, just pick a number 18 in the country or whatever you happen to be, that doesn't mean you're the 18th best fit for every program. Finley, for a program like Oklahoma, like we talked, that is an offense that is perfect for her, high IQ, court vision, elite shooting. That's a perfect fit for her from a style wise.
Right.
So, if she were ranked in top 10 or whatever, that would be a perfect spot for her for that style. But if you flip it and go to a more defensive oriented style, again, not that either of these styles are right or wrong. They both lead to a lot of success and a lot of winning. But an Ole Miss, for example, in the 50s is probably more right